We watch them walk away from 40-mile-per-hour collisions and violent tumbles week after week. Surrounded by roaring crowds and clad in advanced gear, the modern elite athlete projects an aura of absolute invulnerability. But a 120-mile-per-hour collision during the 1955 Le Mans endurance race stripped away that illusion in seconds. When Pierre Levay's Mercedes-Benz struck a slower car and launched into the spectator embankment, the resulting kinetic energy instantly overwhelmed human biology, killing 82 people. No amount of padding, conditioning, or high-tech helmet design changes the fact that flesh and bone have strict tensile limits. A fatality in the arena marks the moment the body's mechanical systems suffer a terminal failure under a load they were never designed to carry. So what exactly breaks when the physics of a sport suddenly overwhelm the human body? Sometimes catastrophic failure requires no external impact at all. On a basketball court or a soccer pitch, athletes can drop at a full sprint without a single collision. In 1990, dominant college basketball star Hank Gathers collapsed after throwing down an alley-oop. 13 years later, international soccer player Mark Vivian Foe fell to the grass in the 72nd minute of a Confederations Cup semifinal. Both men were young, in peak physical condition, and died within the hour. The culprit in both cases was a hidden condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Over time, the muscle walls of the heart grow abnormally thick. Instead of building outward, the tissue expands inward, drastically shrinking the space inside the chambers where blood is supposed to collect. During a frantic fast break or a deep defensive run, the body demands maximum oxygen. The heart attempts to pump faster to compensate, but the thickened muscle restricts the blood flow. This sudden chokehold disrupts the heart's electrical rhythm, triggering a fatal arrhythmia. The very engine that powers an elite athlete secretly fails from the inside out, making them a victim of their own biology. When external kinetic energy is involved, the torso often absorbs the brunt of the impact. The skin might remain intact, hiding the fatal destruction underneath. During a 1923 football game, Iowa State defensive tackle Jack Trice attempted a rolling block and ended up on his back. Several opposing players trampled him. Team doctors examined his shoulder on the sideline, completely missing the severe abdominal damage inflicted by the cleats, which led to his death 2 days later. In 1989, rodeo star Lane Frost completed a successful 85-point ride, but after he dismounted, the 2,000-pound bull turned and drove a horn directly into his back. Whether it is a localized puncture or the sheer weight of multiple athletes, the physics are identical. The external force compresses the soft, fluid-filled internal organs against the rigid wall of the spine and the back of the ribcage. This massive pressure tears the organs open. The blood supply meant to circulate oxygen instead floods the chest cavity, starving the rest of the body and causing rapid, irreversible organ shutdown. This same physiological failure occurred when Owen Hart fell 78 feet into a wrestling ring. The rapid deceleration from gravity inflicted the exact same catastrophic internal pressure. The human ribcage evolved as a shield for daily survival. It simply cannot withstand modern industrial forces, turning the body's internal cavity into a fatal trap. The most fragile and vital system of the human machine is positioned at the top, the head and neck, housing the body's central processing units. During a domestic cricket match in 2014, Australian batsman Philip Hughes misjudged a bouncing ball. It missed his helmet and struck an unprotected, inch-wide spot at the base of his skull, an area medical experts refer to as a kill zone. The impact instantly ruptured the vertebral artery. Because this occurred right where the flexible neck connects to the rigid head, the bleeding pumped directly into the enclosed brain case, building unstoppable internal pressure. In extreme motorsports, the threat to the neck shifts from flying projectiles to massive sudden deceleration. During the final lap of the 2001 Daytona 500, Dale Earnhardt struck a concrete barrier at 155 miles per hour. The sudden stop caused a basilar skull fracture, the exact same injury that killed Formula One champion Ayrton Senna. While the torso is strapped firmly into the seat, extreme forward momentum comes to a sudden halt. This forces the heavy, helmeted head to violently whip forward, literally tearing the base of the skull away from the spinal column. When human velocities push this far past our evolutionary design, a single crash permanently disconnects the brain from the body in an irreversible millisecond. Stepping away from the clinical diagrams, we have to recognize the people inside the uniforms. These athletes sacrifice their lives in the pursuit of absolute greatness. Subjecting soft biological tissue to these extreme, high-speed environments carries a predictable mathematical risk. Almost every safety mandate we rely on today exists as a direct response to the specific anatomical failures we just looked at. Mandatory heart screenings, hands devices securing a driver's neck, and heavily padded racing tracks were all implemented because the old systems failed. Watching elite sports is witnessing the absolute limit of human performance, a display of excellence constrained by a regulatory framework built on the hard lessons of past anatomical failures.